Hello everyone, I'm Professor Ashwini Naik and today we are going to begin with second unit, that is exempted income and residential status. This unit is divided into two. One is exempted income and second is residential status. Under this unit, first we are going to cover second part, that is residential status, and exempted income will be covered in later classes. So we are going to start with second part, that is residential status. You need to remember certain important points when you are learning this topic, that is residential status of a person depends upon territorial connection of a person with the country. What does this mean? The status of residence of a person depends upon territorial connection, means the number of days the person has physically stayed in the country. I hope you are understanding. Residential status of a person depends on what? The number of days he or she has stayed in the country. And the concept of residential status has nothing to do with nationality of a person. That means I'm born in India doesn't mean I'm resident of India in the previous year. One more example is the person from UK. He is born in UK doesn't mean he is not a resident of India. He can be resident of India in the previous year in our country. The concept of residential status has nothing to do with nationality of a person. In which country the person is born is nothing to do with the residential status. That means I am born in India doesn't mean that I am resident in the previous year. Suppose I have not stayed in India in the previous year. I was abroad in the previous year. That means I am not a resident of India in the previous year. And if a person from foreign country, the one who is born in other countries, has stayed in India in the previous year, can be resident of country. Therefore, the concept of residential status has nothing to do with nationality of a person. Third, residential means living place in a country. So, whether you have lived in country or no, that determines your residential status. So, the points to be remembered is residential means living place in the country. Residential status of a person depends on what? Number of days he or she stayed in the country in the previous year or preceding previous years. And the concept of residential status has nothing to do with the nationality of a person. Coming to next, types of residential status. A residential status is classified into three different categories. One is ordinarily resident, second is not ordinarily resident, and third is non-resident. Any person can have one of these three status. That is, either a person can be ordinarily resident, or a person can be not ordinarily resident or non-resident. One important point you need to remember is the residential status of a person may not be same throughout the life of the person. That means, suppose I am ordinarily resident in year 1920. That does not mean I will be ordinarily resident in the year 2020-2021. Or that does not mean I was ordinarily resident in the year 2000-2001 because my residential status depends on the number of days I have stayed in the country. Therefore, the residential status may not be same throughout the life of the person. It may change. Okay? So residential status of a person may change, and it is based on the number of days his or her stay in the country. So what are the different types of residential status? Or it is categorized into three. One is ordinarily resident, second is not ordinarily resident, and third is non-resident. Now, how to identify whether a person is ordinarily resident or he is not ordinarily resident or he is non-resident? There are simple two conditions you need to verify. So, the conditions to verify are basic conditions and additional conditions. When you apply basic conditions and additional conditions, you get to know whether the person is ordinarily resident, not ordinarily resident, or non-resident. So today's class we are going to learn basic conditions. What are the basic conditions? This is very important point. You need to remember it, try to understand, and then by heart it. Basic condition number 1. An individual has been in India for 182 days or more during the previous year. See, the first condition says that any individual has to be in India for 182 days or more during the previous year. Second is, he has been in India for 364 days or more, it is 365 days or more during the last 4 preceding previous years, plus 60 days or more during previous year. Just make the correction in the second condition. He has been in India for 365 days or more during the last 4 preceding year, plus he has been there in India for 60 days or more during the previous year. Now there is a confusion. Second condition, first half is 365 days in the 4 preceding previous year, and the second half is 60 days or more during the previous year. Now let us understand what does previous year means and what does preceding previous year means. In first unit we have learned what is previous year. Previous year is nothing but the day before the assessment year, and our previous year is 1st April 2019 to 31st March 2020. That is, the previous year starts on 1st April 2019 and it ends on 31st March 2020, that is 2020. What is preceding previous year means? Year before previous year is known as preceding previous year. So what is the year before 1920? It is 1819. So 1819 is first year before the previous year. 1718 is second preceding previous year. 1617, 1516, these are the preceding previous years. In second condition, we have seen that he has been in India for 365 days or more during last 4 preceding previous year. When you are said 4 preceding previous year means it is 18, 19, 17, 18, 16, 17 and 15, 16. So 4 preceding previous years starts from 15, 16 and it is up to 18, 19. 19, 20 is what? Is our previous year. And 2021 is what? is our assessment year. I hope you have understood whatever is taught in today's class. The residential status depends upon the number of days stay in India by a person. And there are three types of residential status. One is ordinarily resident, second is not ordinarily resident, third is non-resident. Conditions: we have two conditions to check, and after checking these two conditions, we conclude whether a person is ordinarily resident, not ordinarily resident, or non-resident. And this class you have seen the basic condition. One is an individual has been in India for 182 days or more during the previous year. That means in the year 1920, a person has been in India for 182 days. Second basic condition says that a person has been in India for 365 days or more. I repeat once again, make this correction. It is not 364, it is 365 days during last 4 preceding previous years. So last 4 preceding previous years starts from 1516 and it ends on 1819. Plus 60 days or more during previous year. Our previous year is 2019-20 and the previous year starts from 1st April 2019 and it ends on 31st March 2020. So as we have learned basic conditions in today's class, next class will be learning additional conditions to check residential status.